Function with Purpose podcast. All things health, wellness, fitness, and education through the physical therapy perspective. I am Dr. Amy Bullock, owner and founder of Fortress Physical Therapy. Fortress PT is here to serve the Charlotte metro area by highlighting the importance of how and why physical therapy should be a part of your health and wellness lifestyle. Here we go. Episode 2, Season 5, Function with Purpose podcast. Dr. Amy here with you guys again today. Thanks for the listen. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hopefully, if you are in the morning, you have some awesome coffee in your hand. Speaking of coffee, this particular episode, I kind of already talked about in a previous coffee talk, but I just kind of want to reiterate this again and hopefully get your thinking caps on at this moment in your day or weekend. But okay, episode 2, free advice sets limitations. It really does. I guess when you think about some things, right? So I kind of, as a physical therapist, my office is within our CrossFit gym. It's awesome. I love it. I'm like living the dream. And, so I'll get athletes that just kind of randomly come up to me and be like, hey, I got this thing going on. Do you think physical therapy will help? Or, hey, can you show me a stretch for this or for that? Which is good. Like, I'm glad they recognize that I'm there and I'm available at that moment. But, I don't truly know what perhaps may be going on with you, right? So, you really need an assessment, not free advice. And if constantly seeking free advice, for anything, in your field of study or, I just don't want to like label things, but in general, that kind of, exposes how you hold yourself, how you perceive yourself or your character, right? But for free advice in general, from the physical therapy point of view, when people do ask me for help, but yet they've never really sought out physical therapy and they're just kind of looking from afar, when that kind of happens, you're probably most likely at this point where you're very inconsistent. All of the free advice that you pile together will take you to the next level to, mitigating that pain in the shoulder, or maybe it could help you move a little bit better, improve your squat pattern, or be able to go on that long hiking trail again. But something's missing, right? Because free advice all added up is what? Free advice. You don't really know the true thing of what perhaps may be going on with that shoulder or that low back or that squat pattern, right? So it's just super inconsistency. And I get it. Like, it's so hard to take chances on someone and to see if you connect with that person and if they're going to help you, right? Because if you see that therapist and they don't really help you, you're like, I just wasted my time. This is just, I'd rather just Dr. Google this. Right? But, I think it's just one of those things where free advice just barely scratches the surface. It doesn't let you own your own fires, right? It's like people commonly see, they come into physical therapy most commonly when they're in pain or discomfort, right? And physical therapy is used for other aspects, i.e. function with purpose, right? Move better, feel better, be better, function better. But anyhow, so, your own fire then becomes someone else's, right? But then during that time, your fire continues to build and build and build, and it might be that shoulder pain, that shoulder niggle that keeps getting you on that toes to bar variation, or that overhead squat, right? And you're like, oh my gosh, okay, what can I do here? What can I do here? Who can I follow on social media? Okay, I'm going to YouTube some videos and see, okay, that actually looks good. Let me try that. Okay. This, so you're trying to get all these little puzzle pieces together that aren't even your own puzzle pieces to make the picture very clear. Doesn't happen. Doesn't work that way. Very inconsistent, right? You're using someone else's puzzle piece to fit yours. It's like, what's that saying? A square peg in a round hole, or vice versa. It just doesn't work like that. Think about that, right? So free advice has its time and place, but you gotta feel, you gotta get the feels for that therapist. Are you on the same thought process pattern of them? Do you trust them? Do you like them? Right? Do you think, oh man, you know what? Dr. Amy's pretty cool. She kind of, preaches her own preach. She does CrossFit. She does her own programming. Oh my God, she programs for her other patients, some physical therapy, remote wellness. She talks about this Whoop band and the Apple Watch. She even keeps an eye on her patients from afar in between sessions. How cool is that? Whose therapist is doing that? And I'm not tooting my own horn, but those are the ways of how you bridge the gap. Right? I've learned a lot, right? I had to get some free advice here and there. I also had to pay for some advice. But I try to surround myself with people who have been there and have done that. And I still make mistakes, right? I am scared. I'm scared when I try new things. But think of it this way, you're trying to get out of that shoulder pain. You want to get back to overhead lifting, or, you want to start hiking the Appalachia Trail, right? But you got this knee pain that's bothering you. And then you're trying to collect someone else's puzzle pieces to put them in your big picture, your big puzzle picture, your 1,000 piece of puzzle, right? Well, guess what? Are you the one who went to physical therapy school to study the human body and how the body moves? No. So, free advice sets limitations, right? It barely scratches the surface on what may be going on with what you're experiencing. So reach out to that person. If I'm not your person, I don't hold the Sparkle pager, maybe I know someone for you who may. I don't know, maybe. All right? I do have some connections. I'm making some connections, which is cool. By the way, I mentor other physios on the other side, so that's fun. But start being consistent. If you find someone out there on that social media, whether it is me, Fortress Physical Therapy, Dr. Amy, and you see their content and you like the way they approach things, reach out to them. Hey, oh my gosh, you have Achilles tendonitis like me? I think I have that same thing. You know what? Maybe I can come see you for physical therapy and just kind of get some better insight on this. I want to get better. Cool. Done. So, hope that gives you guys a little bit of a different point of view. And not only from the physical therapy perspective of getting free advice, and just think about some other aspects of your life. Emotionally, things that you watch on TV, parents, friends, classmates, teammates, We all have our couple people that we gravitate towards. And sometimes with that person, they can say something a certain way and it just sticks better. So, if you're in the Charlotte, North Carolina area and maybe need to get that back discomfort or that squat pattern looked at, reach out, definitely. I would be glad to help you guys out and get you back to moving better, moving more efficient, and help you recognize that there's more potential for yourself. So, free advice is good to an extent, but it certainly sets limitations in order to progress down your That's a wrap for today's episode, Function with Purpose podcast. For more information on this episode, please check out the show notes within your podcast app. Be sure to subscribe, like, share, or drop your comments and questions below. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Thanks for the listen. Pursuit, precision, purpose.